This man, Nick, had just moved into a new home with his wife and daughter, but on their very first day there, he noticed something strange about the house's design. Curious, he and his daughter poured a glass of water onto the floor. To their surprise, the water split into two separate streams instead of spreading normally. His daughter looked at him in confusion. Nick, still skeptical, grabbed a measuring tape, but what happened next was even more bizarre. After measuring the same wall multiple times, he found a 5-centimeter difference in length. This left him even more puzzled. Determined to figure out what was wrong, Nick and his daughter stepped outside to check the house's exterior, but found nothing unusual. Still suspicious, Nick took out his measuring tape again. First, he measured the interior wall, then stepped outside to measure the same wall from the outside. When he compared the results, the exterior measurement was 80 centimeters longer than the interior. A chill ran down his spine. His daughter suddenly felt cold and ran inside to grab a jacket. But just as she was about to return, something terrifying happened. As the camera followed her movement, she vanished into thin air. Standing outside, Nick anxiously waited for her. But when he entered the room, all he found was her jacket on the floor. His daughter was nowhere to be seen. Even after searching every inch of the house, Nick couldn't find a single trace of her. To understand what's really happening, we need to go back to the beginning. Nick was a famous screenwriter, while his wife was an actress 18 years younger than him. She frequently starred alongside handsome young actors. Afraid that she might cheat on him, Nick rented a remote mansion online and moved there immediately with his wife and daughter. The couple loved the house's interior design, but then Nick heard a strange noise. When he asked his wife about it, she said she hadn't heard anything. That night, Nick went downstairs to turn off the lights before bed. The clock read 10:34 p.m. Meanwhile, his daughter was in bed, playing a shadow game with her hands. Suddenly, an extra shadow appeared on the wall. She jumped in fear. Luckily, Nick arrived just in time. She told him about the weird shadow, but Nick brushed it off. As soon as he left the room, the shadow flickered by once again. Nick walked through the house, turning off each light one by one. But when he finally returned to his bedroom, he found his wife already asleep. So he lay down to sleep as well, completely unaware that while he had been downstairs for just a few minutes, nearly 5 hours had passed. The next morning, his wife took their daughter for a walk in the forest. Out of nowhere, the little girl asked, "Mom, why do all the neighbors hate Dad?" Her mother didn't hide the truth. She explained that Nick had been married before, but his ex-wife had drowned in the bathtub. Although the coroner ruled it an accident, the neighbors believed that Nick was responsible for her death. At the same time, Nick was inside, working on a screenplay. Feeling stuck and uninspired, he decided to take a trip to the store. There, the store owner told him, "The previous owner of your house vanished without a trace." Before Nick left, the store owner handed him a measuring tape as if trying to warn him. The truth was, the store owner knew the house's secret, but Nick didn't take his words seriously. He walked out of the store, completely unaware of what was waiting for him back home.